minutes of core strength. Join me. My name is Dara. I am a physical therapist. I am also an endurance athlete and a strength coach and a yogi. This class is for you. It's slightly advanced, but I'm going to show some options, modify as needed. I'm a PT first again, so listen to your body, avoid injury. I'm always going to try to show you and give you guys some cues. This class is great for some core strength as well for your sports, but also just keeping your body healthy, preventing low back pain, all that stuff. Let's get started. I'm going to start off class with a little bit of a yoga warm-up just to get us warmed up, and then we're going to take it down onto the mat. We've got 3 moves today: core strength, advanced, but I'll show options. So weights are optional, always suggested though. We're going to start off in standing at the back of our mat, do a nice little yoga warm-up, and then take it down onto the mat for our core series. Finish with some stretching, 30 minutes. We've got a lot to cover. Subscribe to the channel to get notifications of live class. I host class every Friday. Exhale, forward fold, bring the arms down. Let's get it going. Knees are nice and soft, just shaking it out. This is a chance to check in with your body, see how everything's feeling, and just get warmed up. Again, modify for your body. Everyone is different. Listen to your body. Hang out here, one more breath. Starting off nice and slow, we will speed it up as we go on. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, straighten out the knees, get a nice hamstring stretch. I love yoga for my endurance athletes, my cyclists, my runners. Nice way to get in a little bit of core, a little bit of mobility. Hold it here for one more breath. This is your hip hinge. And then bring your hands down, step back into plank. We do have some planks in our warm-up today. Great way to get some shoulder strengthening in with your ab work. Hold it here. Push away from the mat. Spread your fingers wide. Engage your shoulders. Don't collapse into your plank. Active. Hold it here. Exhale, bring your knees down. Slowly lower chaturanga. Again, we're going through this sun salutation yoga warm-up like 3 times. That's it, just to get warmed up. Squeeze those shoulder blades down your back. Open up your chest. Inhale, baby cobra. Again, I'm retracting. Pull the shoulder blades down to engage my lats. This should feel like a nice stretch, not pinching in the lower back. Brace with your abs ever so slightly. Exhale, back down. Uncurl your toes. Push yourself back, downward facing dog. Pedal to feet. That's our entire flow. We have 2 more rounds just like that. Pedal those feet. Give your calf and ankles some mobility. Move those feet, calves, stretch them out, and your ankles. When you're ready, walk your hands back to your feet. Let's go through round 2, rolling up 1 vertebrae at a time. Head coming up last. Inhale, reach to the sky. Lengthening. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the arms all the way down. Hold it here. Knees are soft. Nice gentle stretch on the lower back. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, more of a stretch here. Straighten the knees out, bracing with my abs. 1 breath. Take it down onto the mat. Planks. Remember, we do have some more planks coming up. Hold it here strong. Push away from the mat. Spread those fingers wide. Exhale, lower either knees down or all the way down. Whatever works for you. Uncurl your toes. Press yourself up into a back bend or all the way up, upward dog or cobra. Again, this should be nice stretch into some extension of the spine, but not pinching into that lower back. So have a little bit of your abs braced just to support that lower back. Open up the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades down, engage those lat muscles. Those are huge muscles and they stabilize and support the back, especially the lower back. Squeeze the shoulder blades down. Exhale, back down. Push yourself back, downward facing dog. Pedal the feet. 1 more round and then we move on. Pedal, pedal, pedal. Walk your hands back to your feet last time, and then we do have some planks coming up next in our warm-up. Last round, you guys. Inhale, reach, lengthening. Lengthen through your spine. Get tall. Exhale, forward fold. Knees are soft. Protect the lower back. Hang out 1 breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Should feel warmed up now, right? Bring your hands down, step back into plank last time. Before we do, add some more planks. Tuck the chin in. Abs are engaged. Exhale, lower however you need to with control. Up dog or cobra. Getting ready to move on. We're going to finish in downward dog. Lower yourself back down. Let yourself just be in downward dog for a minute. Let those heels drop. If you're like me, Heels are not touching the ground. I got tight calves. That's okay. That's why we're doing this, right? We need nice ankle mobility and some calf flexibility for our sports, right? We want things to be supple as well as strong. Get those joints and all of the part of your body moving, right? Last breath here. And then I want you to widen your stance a little bit. Come forward into plank. So I'm widening my stance so I'm not way far in front over my wrists. This is my tall plank position. Exhale it back. Come back into plank, just rocking back and forth. Some nice shoulder strength, pushing away. Exhale it back. If you can, bring that left hand to that opposite shin. Rotational. Adding a little bit of oblique work. We do have more obliques coming up in our series today. Bringing a little bit of everything in this series. Now again, if this isn't comfortable for you or your wrists are hurting, you can always double up your mat, or you can just hang out in your plank, or you can step into child's pose and take a break. We're finishing up our warm-up. We've got one more move in our warm-up, and then we're getting into that series of 3 advanced core moves. 2 more here, 1 more here. Walk your hands back to your feet, come into standing. We're gonna do a single leg RDL, which is your Romanian deadlift, which is also your Warrior 3, right? All the same stuff, just depends who you ask. Now, weights are optional. You do not need weights. This is a challenging balance pose for just about everybody, even with no weights. I'm gonna stand onto my right leg. This should be emphasis on glutes, hamstrings, but a lot of balance. My foot is active. My single leg balance, AKA my single leg RDL, AKA Warrior 3. So if you don't have weights, I want you to just practice dynamically hinging at the hips. Again, I like to have my back leg extended. And I always cue my patients or my athletes or my clients. I want you to think of this extension from your head all the way to that extended leg. Make this one straight line. The number one thing that I see people doing is this with their deadlift. That ain't it. You're gonna piss off your lower back. So don't do that. So if you have weights, either hand works, and that makes it more of a weighted RDL. Again, my standing leg, I'm activating that glute. I'm drawing that arch up. My foot is working. My knee is soft on my right leg, bracing with my abs, and then I'm leaning forward. If you don't have weights, then this is just gonna be working more of your balance, your foot strength, your core. If you do have weights, you're gonna get a lot more work into that glute and hamstring. I like to have opposing hand. If you wanna weight that side more, you're gonna hold it same hand. Up to you. Again, weights are always optional. Let's do 2 more here and then switch sides. And then that's it for our warm-up, guys. 1 more, focus on a point, hinging at the hip. I don't break, my back is flat. Same thing, other side. Draw that arch up on that left leg. Everyone's got a stronger side, right? Work on your deficits, work on that side that needs work, right? This is my side. Ooh, I can already tell. A little bit of off balance. Again, I'm trying to keep my hips nice and squared. Hinging at the hips. Lots of things to think about with this single leg RDL. I would say this is one of the most challenging poses or moves, right? Whether it's giving to somebody in the gym or in yoga with Warrior 3. A lot of balance, a lot of hip mobility required, back mobility, core, hamstring, glute. I feel my left hamstring and glute, right? Again, weights are optional. And you can hold it in either hand. It's just gonna have a slightly different emphasis. I always like to have my opposing hand, but I'm gonna change it today just to challenge myself, just to make it harder. 2 more. And then we're gonna take it down onto the mat. For our core series, 1 more time. I lied, let's add 1 extra one. Okay, done with that. Let's finish with a little bit of a cat-cow mobility, right? Finishing up our warm-up and then get into that series. We've got some advanced work today, guys. Arch. Nice flexibility, mobility. We're gonna start off with our dead bug. I'm gonna show you options if you have weights. Then we're gonna get into a little bit of obliques. And then we've got some lower abdominals. Challenging. I'll show you options. Last time here, cat-cow, up and release. Dead bugs, dying bugs, weights are optional. That's our first move. 3 moves, 3 rounds. No breaks. Let's get it done. We've got a lot to cover. If you have weights, you are gonna change this dying bug into a leg march. And I want you to just hold the weight. I like to have the head elevated. That's gonna help you keep that rib cage down, that lower back pressed down. If you don't have weights, dying bug, here. Here, I always suggest to my athletes, if you've got weights and you are doing some core work, add the weights there. Always optimize, maximize your time, get a little bit of upper body strength in with your core, challenge yourself, right? We need this, not just for our sports, for life. Can I maintain that strength as I'm picking up things that are heavy, if I'm swimming, running, whatever, climbing? Focus on keeping that lower back pressed down. So I like to have that head elevated. That helps me maintain that lower back connected to the mat the whole time. Again, weights are always optional. We're just adding any chance we can get, right? We're trying to add a little bit in. Couple more here. Some deeper core working. Starting off easy, getting harder as we move on. 4 more here. 3, 2, 1. Obliques, ankle grabs, lifting your head up, tuck the chin in, and I'm just reaching to that outside shin. Side to side. We're gonna change this a little bit in round 2, but for round 1, this is where you are. You can also have the hands supporting the neck. Keep that chin tucked in. This is just a small movement. Lots happening, even though you're not moving a lot. Should feel like a lot of oblique work, right? A lot, side to side. One of my favorite moves. I do this one a lot because it burns. It's hard to mess up. Really effective. Obliques, side to side. So this is our second move. So we've got some dying bug or core marches as our first. Working a little bit of that deeper core. Here a little bit more obliques. We've got some lower abdominal work in our last move. That last one's a little bit spicy. So I will show you options for that last move. Keep it here, tuck that chin and keep that neck supported. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Last move, we've got legs fluttering. They're gonna go up and down. Now, if that is challenging enough, right, keep it there. If you want to really torture yourself, you can hold the weight here or even harder over your head, right? The lower you go, the harder it is. Now, I want you guys to focus on, as you're doing these little flutters, that lower back. Again, just like we did in our dying bug, that first move, same thing applies. If you have a longer leg or a heavier leg, muscly leg, think about how much work you have to do to keep that lower back pressed down. The weight of your leg is heavy. So this is up to you to decide how low can I go and still maintain that lower back pressed down. If your back is starting to arch, that ain't it. That's wrong. You're putting a lot of strain on the lower back. The whole goal of these ones, I have to remind people or tell them that lower back needs to stay pressed down. If you're not sure you're doing it right, lift your head up. That's gonna help you come into that crunch. And if you really can't maintain it, don't go as low, right? Maybe you stop halfway. These are challenging, right? Really brace, connect. 4 more. And then we're coming back to that dead bug. 3, 2, kick. 1 more. Rest. Let the knees rock side to side. Back into that dying bug. Dead bug, we're not taking breaks, you guys. Let's get back into it. Round 2, we've got 3 rounds total. This should feel easy compared to that last one, right? Again, if this is easy, tap further away. You can always hold the weight further behind to add even more challenge. Up to you. I always like to do at least a few with my head up. But that's going to help me kind of lock everything in. This is not cheating, right? You just need to do it correctly. So whatever works for you, sometimes holding a weight is also easier. It gives you something to hold on to, some stability, right? Help you to engage that core even more. So again, these are just the foundation moves. You build off of them. You progress them. You regress them based on what works best for you. The lower back needs to stay pressed down, whichever version you do. Often I see the legs go further and further away, but then the core, you're not being able to stabilize it. So you have to decide how much you could push it and still maintain. The goal needs to be here, locked into the middle. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Bring the feet down. We're going to do a little bit of our bicycle crunch for round 2. Obliques, taking a break from those ankle grabs, giving our neck a little bit more support. We're going to finish with those ankle grabs in our last round. Again, we got 3 rounds. 3 moves, 3 rounds. That's kind of my usual for my classes. We don't need a lot of ab work and core work to be effective, to become powerful, to support and stabilize our spine. But we want to get in enough, right? And some variety, different movements, not just planks, not just crunches, not just the same thing over and over and over. So challenge yourself. Some variety of movements, right? Core stability and core strength. We want both. Let's do a few more here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs lower. Again, lock it in here on the exhale. Draw the rib cage down. Once you're here, then you add the legs. Start here first. Right? No matter what you're doing, this is that stability, that foundation is here, kicking the legs. Again, if I want to add the weights overhead, up to you, right? Maintain that low back press down as the legs lower. You're not sure if you're doing it right, lift your head up for a few. Ooh, abs are going to feel this one. Let's do a few more just like this. 3, lower, back up. 2, we got our last round. Almost done, guys. 1 more. All right, rest. Last round, dying bugs, ankle grabs, flutter kicks. Let's go. Then we stretch, then we're done, and that is it for today. Chin is tucked in. Again, I'm really just focusing on whichever version you're doing. If you don't have the weights, again, you're dying bug. The further away that I reach, the harder it is, right? Reach, reach. Pressing that lower back down, finishing up our last round, our foundation. This is kind of one of my favorites, this dead bug. Really solidify, maintain this connection here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet down. Give those legs a little rest. Ooh. Feeling it this week. Tuck the chin in. Lift the head up. Obliques. Reach. Side to side. Little movement. Spicy. Spicy move. I like the ones where you instantly feel it, right? Sometimes moves, like we're working on stability, then we're working on strength. Obliques, kind of depends on the move, like planks, right? Challenging, but not quite that instant burn, right? This is that nice little side bending motion, some nice engagement in those obliques. Then we've got that lower abdominal fluttering. The legs definitely feel that one. Finishing up strong here. Our last round. Stay focused. Where are you working? Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Again, I'm locking in that lower back on the exhale. Rib cage comes down, legs come up, and then I'm just flutter, right? And you decide. You can have the arms. You could also just do the arms, right? Or have your hands behind your head. What matters most is that whichever version you pick, that you can maintain this here, right? My lower back is staying pressed down, and that needs to happen by the front body. Activate. Deep abdominals, activate, right? All the muscles we just worked, staying on, locked in, and then paying attention, making sure that lower back is not lifting off of the mat. Let's do a few more here. Kick, 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 kick. 3, 2, last one. And then turn it over. Let's do some lower back strength really quick. Before we stretch, let's get into that opposite arm and leg is going to reach. This is our superhuman, Superman, Superwoman. Hold for 2 and lower. I want you to think about engaging that entire backside of the body. Activate everything, pulling yourself up. We're always working with gravity. Everything's driving us forward, kind of hunching forward in life. So let's activate everything on that backside of the body. Engage. Wake up. That whole posterior chain is what we call it. The back of the shoulders, your lats, my glutes, my hamstrings, all those spinal erectors. Get everything engaged. Pull yourself back up. Let's do a few more here and then we're going to stretch. And that's it for today. Lift, hold. Lift, hold, 2 more. Engage. 1 more. Let's come over onto our back. Let's get into some stretch, some mobility, some cool down. Hug the knees into your chest. Give them a good squeeze. Again, I'm just your guide here. So if there's anything that feels right for you, for your body, you're like, oh, I need to do this stretch for my hips or my back. Now is your chance. This class is for you. I am just the guide. Rock the knees side to side. Give that low back a nice little massage. And then let that left leg extend long. Reaching behind that right thigh. I want you to actively stretch that hamstring and then point the toes. So you're going to flex active, extend that knee straight and point. It's also a nice little sciatic nerve glide. So if you've got a little sciatica, this is also a nice treatment. Also good hamstring, active stretch for those hammies. Want everything moving. Again, supple joints. We want nice mobility in our hips, in our back, as well as our strength. Let's do a few more just like this. Active squeeze. 1 more. Straightening out that leg and then down. Bring that knee across your body. Find that angle that just feels like a nice stretch for that glute, maybe IT bend, maybe rotating off the back even more to get into that lower back. Again, you're going to need to find that position, that knee angle that feels right on your body. Open that right arm out at about a 45-degree angle, and then just let the head be nice and relaxed. And just sink into this stretch, opening up everything on this right side, through the ribcage, chest, shoulders, settling in. Head goes wherever it feels comfortable. Slowing down the breath, really resetting our nervous system. Relax, that breath work. That can help to calm you. The breath work is also part of your core. So get comfortable with those belly breaths, right? That belly, that's your diaphragm. That's a part of your core. 1 more breath here. Inhale through the nose. Fill the belly. Exhale it out through the mouth. Release tension. Let it go. Come back to center. Figure 4 stretch. Hips. How many people have tight hips? Everybody, right? Don't we all have tight hips? Release some of that tension. Nice glute stretch here in your figure 4 stretch, or thread the needle reaching through if you want deeper. Again, I'm just going for that nice stretch, no pinching, no pain, just a nice deep hip opener here. Roll the shoulders out, release any tension, let it go. Focus on breathing through your belly, right? Starting the breath. The breath work, normal breathing is belly, here, here. That's the normal pattern. So start here, inhaling, opening, filling the belly. We want nice oxygenated blood. Feed our muscles, our tissue. And just settle into this stretch, whatever version feels right for you. If you have another one that feels good on the hips. Again, anything else that feels good now is your chance. Mobility, just like that core strength, doesn't need to be an hour-long routine. Just find a couple things that are working for you and stick with them. Consistency is the key to all of it. Keep it simple. I do the same stretches in my class. You know why? Because they work. Consistency. Last breath here. And then unwrap that right leg, shake it out, release any tension. Let's do that hamstring stretch on the left side. Roll the toes and the ankles around a little bit. Just give your feet some love. Get those toes moving. And then I want you to actively straighten out that left leg. Again, my left side is my tighter side. It's my harder side to balance on. Everyone has that. We are humans. We are not perfectly symmetrical. What I like to tell my patients, my athletes, my clients, notice that, note that, and then work on it, right? If your sport requires a lot of running, a lot of swimming, a lot of biking, anything repetitive, it is up to you to work on some of those slight asymmetries to create more symmetry so we don't run into any injuries with that repetitiveness of our sport. Doesn't mean we're trying to be perfect. My left side's always going to be a little bit tighter, maybe a little bit weaker, but I'm intentionally working on it to create relative symmetry. Relative. We're not trying to be perfect. That does not exist. One more time. And then bring that knee across your body. Again, I might spend a little bit more time on my left hip because that's my tighter side. So those are just things that you want to think about when you're doing your routines to create a little bit of relative harmony, relative symmetry, so that things are flowing nice as well as we can, especially if we have these endurance and repetitive sports we like to do. Open that, that's my little PT tip for the day, right? Open that left arm out, get a nice stretch to that rib cage, that chest, that thoracic spine, that upper back needs some love as well. That will connect into that lower back. We want supple spine. The entire chain needs to move, right? Relax the neck. Release any tension. Finding that position that just feels right for you. Right? That knee angle that feels right. Head goes wherever it feels comfortable. We're going to finish with that figure 4 stretch. We're almost done with class. One more breath here. Come back to center when you're ready. Figure 4. Let's finish up with this left side. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to get notifications of live class every Friday, at least every Friday. Live class. Join me. Every class is different, right? Some fundamentals, mobility, core, strength, glutes, lower back, a little bit of everything. Release tension in the shoulders, again, resetting that nervous system with that slow breath, that belly breath. Inhale through the nose. Fill the belly, and then exhale it out through the mouth. Let it go. One more time here. Inhale through the nose. And then slow exhale it out. Unwrap that left leg. Place both feet onto the floor. Gentle windshield wiper the knees side to side. We're going to finish in seated with our last move, and then that is it for today. Roll onto your side, coming into seated, sitting however you want. You don't need to sit cross-legged. We're just finishing with this nice tall spine like we started class. Inhale, reach to the sky, get some length. Focus on this nice tall spine. Exhale it out one more time, and then that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for coming. I hope you got something out of class. Join me next week. Take care of yourself. Take care of your body. Focus on that breath. See you guys next time.